Hey, let's get started on our back. Knees rocking. Step your feet hip distance apart, and just windshield wipe your knees side to side. Slow down your breathing. My mom is doing this class with me, so you might see me talking to her. C curve. Center your legs, press your palms down, and then imprint your lower spine down into the mat. Your lower abs activate. Now you can't slide your hand under your back at this point. Now if you arch your back and peel your lower spine up and flare your rib cage, you can slide your hand underneath. But we want to find C curve, so imprint the lower back and then arch the back. Do this a few times. Imprint, and then inhale, arch, and flare the ribs. Maybe do it 1 or 2 more times. Hip raise, imprint your spine down. Now activate the glutes and lift the hips. Your hips in line with shoulders and knees, and then roll your spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. Arch the back, flare the ribs. Exhale, imprint, and press the hips up. Roll your spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arch the back, flare. Exhale, imprint, and then drive up with the legs. Roll down, arch, imprint, lift. Roll down slow, arch, imprint, lift. Your belly is doing a lot. Roll down and up, straight up and straight down. Hip raises. Each time you lift your hips, you're actively pushing through your heels, starting by flexing the glutes before they lift. And then that way, as you come up, your lower body is fully active. Now hold it at the top and reach your hands to the sky. Small pulses. Teeny tiny, do 8 of them. 2 more. And 1. Hips lower. Place your hands to the top of your thighs. Exhale, your head and chest lift, and your fingertips move to the kneecaps. Small pulses. Exhale, slide the fingertips towards the kneecaps and release. Each exhale is a crunch. Imagine you have an apple underneath your chin, so your chin is away from your chest the whole time. Actively press with your fingertips like you're shaving your thighs. Do about 4 more. Make space in your neck and small pulses at the top. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Single leg hip raise. Place your palms down on the ground. Lift your hips and hold. Extend your left leg and then right leg. Your legs are in tabletop position, so they're bent at a 90-degree angle. Think about keeping the knee stacked over the hip, and your hips stay elevated. You drive down with the arms, actively pressing to assist your hips in the raise. Keep your hips level and still as you switch. Now hold right leg up and small pulse. Drive down through the left heel, squeeze left glute. Hold it and switch legs. Small pulses. Now, keep your leg in tabletop, lower your hips, hands behind your ears, elbows wide, and touch opposite elbow towards the knee. Think shoulder towards the knee, actually. Now lower foot and head, and switch sides. Exhale, peel, head, chest, lift, and lower. Exhale, switch. Inhale, lower. Exhale, switch. Inhale, lower. Keeping the knee over the hip, and simultaneously switch. Head and chest stay lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1, and when you're ready, just release. We'll roll up. Bring both legs into tabletop, hands under your thighs, round your back, and small rock and rolls. Roll all the way up into a seated position, and then come forward into tabletop. Your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Wrist stretch. We're going to stack the knees over the hips and the shoulder over the wrist. Your hands. Bring the weight from one hand to the other hand, and then rotate your fingertips towards your knees, and then rotate them back away from your knees. Imagine you're a cat and you're like massaging dough. Now flip your palm, place the back of the hand down, and then very gently apply a little bit of pressure, whatever you're comfortable with. Switch hands. Switch hands again, applying a little bit more pressure. Other side. Switch hands, maybe bending into the elbow or leaning the hips back away from your fingers. Switch. Nice job. All right, sink your hips back on your heels, interlace your fingers, and make circles with your wrists. Circles the other direction. Arm swings. Go ahead and release your hands and swing your arms across the chest, one arm on top and then the other. Switch each time. All of your weight is in your toes here. Chest stretch. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift the chest, arch the back, chin up. And then on your exhale, we're going to round down. Bring your hands to the floor like an angry cat. Inhale, arms behind your back, open the chest, arch the spine, eyes up. And then exhale, round down. This is an exaggerated cat-cow. Inhale to lift, big arch. And exhale to round, big angry cat spine. Last breath. And then we release to child's pose. Uncurl your toes and pitter-patter your feet out. Separate your knees, big toes touch, and hips sink back to heels for child's pose. Press your palms down flat and relax your belly between your thighs. Maybe you rock side to side. Maybe your fingertips can press forward, but try to move your shoulders away from your ears. Side stretch. Walk your fingertips over to the left side of your mat. Stack your palms and feel a stretch in the right side of your body. Full breath. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Stack your hands, feel a stretch in the left side of the body. Deep breathing. On your inhale, come to center, baby cobra. Slide the chest forward, low to the ground, and stack your hands underneath your elbows right by your rib cage. Uncurl your toes, activate your belly, pull in through the core, inhale, head and chest lift, press the tops of the feet down. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, belly tight, lift head and chest. Exhale, slowly lower. Do a few on your own. Try to keep very little pressure in your hands. Can you hover the hands off the floor? Maybe reach your arms back and hold. Crown of the head reaches forward, spine long, and release. Chest stretch. Extend your left arm out to a 9 o'clock position, and your right hand is by your rib cage. Now press down with the right hand and roll over to your left side. On your next exhale, release, roll back down, and move your hand up to a 10 o'clock position. Roll back over. Feel the position of the stretch change. On your next exhale, roll back down, hips and belly flat on the floor, and move your arm to an 11 o'clock position. Roll back over. On your next exhale, release, and we switch arms. Extend the right arm out to a 3 o'clock position with your left hand by your rib cage. Roll up to the right side and hold. On your next exhale, roll back down. Your belly and your chest will be flat on the floor. Lift your arm to a 2 o'clock position. Roll over again. Changing the dynamic of this stretch. Really good counter for all of our long cycle. On your next exhale, come back to center. Belly and chest and hips down flat on the floor. And then move your arm to a 1 o'clock position. Roll over. On your next exhale, release, belly down, child's pose. Sink your hips back towards your heels, your knees wide, your toes touch. Maybe you rest your forehead to the floor. Think shoulders pulling back and down your back away from your ears. Modified plank to child's pose. On your inhale, shift your hips forward in line with shoulders and knees. Resist sticking your bum out. So we want to avoid this. Find your C curve, so your pelvis tilts, lower spine long, and then press back into child's pose. Inhale to modified plank. You're in your C curve, lower spine long, and exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Find your C curve in your modified plank. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, come forward, modified plank. Exhale, child's pose. Micro push-up. Inhale forward to your modified plank. You're in your C curve. Bend the elbows. Elbows go back by the rib cage, and small pulses. Teeny tiny pulses to push the floor away. Maintaining the C curve, your lower back is long and your lowest abdomen is pulled in tight, so your pelvis is tilted. Locust. Lower your chest all the way down. Uncurl the toes and press the tops of the feet down. Inhale, head and chest lift like your baby cobra as a modification. Otherwise, your arms reach back behind you, palms down. You're going to press down with the arms to lift the head and chest on your inhale with a tight belly, legs and thighs lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, belly tight, legs, thighs, head, chest up, and exhale, down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, thighs lift. Exhale, lower. Or you can hold at the top. Lift the hands, lift 1 inch higher, hold for 3, and slowly release. Find Sphinx position to get into our deltoid stretch. Elbows under the shoulders to start. Slide your left arm underneath the chest, and go ahead and just lay on your arm. Your right fingertips reach overhead. The weight of your torso stretches the deltoid muscle. Curl your toes under and scooch forward 1 inch. Press your forehead to the floor and just breathe here. This is a good counter position for long cycle. All of the press overhead really works the deltoids. Now bring your hand back. Find your Sphinx pose and switch sides. Your left hand reaches up and overhead. You're laying down on your right arm. When you're ready, curl your toes under and scooch your entire body forward just 1 inch. A few moments here. Slide your left hand back underneath your shoulder. Press up into Sphinx position. Elbows under the shoulders. Pull your heart forward. Really use the hands to grip the ground and press the chest forward. Squeeze between your shoulder blades. Press down with the tops of your feet. Belly tight. Can you lift 1 inch? Swan. Lower the head and chest. Tent your fingertips up like spiders. Bring your elbows back behind you. On your inhale, press down with the hands and the feet to peel your head and chest up. And exhale, lower. This is a deeper stretch. Inhale, peel head and chest up with a tight belly, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, press down with the tops of the feet, and exhale, lower. Inhale to lift, and exhale, lower. Nice job. Child's pose. Press back, hips to heels, knees wide. Relax your belly. Slow breathing. Hip flexor stretch. On your inhale, come up to tabletop. Step your left foot forward. Place your hands on your left thigh, stacking ankle under the knee, and then slowly press the hips forward and back, small pulses. Find your lowest point and hold. Place both hands down on the inside of your left foot and let your knee drape open. Now hug your knee against your left shoulder, lift the back leg and lower. We're stretching through the front of that right hip flexor. Your left knee hugs your left shoulder. Lift and lower. Each time you lift your knee, press the heel back, engage the quad. Lift and hold. Exhale to lower. And come back up to your tall kneeling position. We switch sides. Step the right foot forward, hands to your thigh. Sink the hips and small pulses. Keep hips square to the front of the mat. Find your lowest point and place your hands down on the inside of your right foot. Keep your knee hugging against your shoulder. Lift the back knee and lower. Drive the heel back and engage the calf and the quad muscle. Right knee hugs right shoulder. Lift, flex, and lower. Lift, hold. Exhale to release. Dragon twist. Find a seated position. Step your left foot forward like before. Hands to the top of the thigh and sink your hips low. This time your left toes are going to turn open. Place your right hand to the ground and use your left hand to pry your thigh away from you. Look over your left shoulder. Sink hips down a little bit deeper. And when you're ready, release. Switch legs. Right foot forward. Hands to thigh, sink hips low. Left hand down, right hand pries your thigh open, pushing your knee away from you. Sink your hips down maybe just 1 inch. Look over your right shoulder. And release. Come back to a kneeling position. Side stretch. Sink deep into your leg. Place your forearm on your thigh and reach your left arm over to the right side of your mat. Now continue the rotation. You can grab ankle for stability. Look up under the armpit. Belly is tight with the option to bind behind your back. Crown of the head grows away from you, twisting from a straight spine. Belly tight, hips low, looking over your left shoulder. Hamstring stretch. Release your twist. Place both hands to the ground. Curl your back toes under. And then extend the front leg in front of you. Pull your right kneecap up and flex your right toes towards your face. See if you can slide forward so that your hip is a little bit more over your knee. Release. Side stretch on the other side. Step your left foot forward. Place your hands to the top of the thigh and sink your hips down. On your inhale, reach your right arm up and over so that you're extending towards the left side of your mat. Saw your left arm against your left thigh. You can grab the ankle for support and start to twist the chest over to the right side of your mat. Your bicep is by your ear, spine long, belly tight, option to bind. Look over your right shoulder. Steady breathing. Hamstring stretch. Release both hands to the ground. Curl your back toes under. Extend the front leg forward. See if you can pull your kneecap up to activate the quad and flex your toes back. Hips stack over your knee. Steady breathing. Child's pose. Shift the weight back, hips to heels, knees wide, forehead to the floor, and feel a difference from your last child's pose to this child's pose. Quad stretch. Slide your chest forward and lay down on your belly. Find Sphinx pose with your elbows under your shoulders. Bend your left leg. Look back over your left shoulder and see if you can catch that foot with your hand. Your goal is to apply gentle pressure to lower your ankle to the side of your hip. You'll feel a deep stretch in the quad muscle. Release. Other side. Bend the right knee, catch your foot in your right hand, and then gently try to bring your ankle towards your hip bone. Deep quad stretch, and release. Up dog. On your inhale, press the floor away and lift the chest. Stack your hands underneath your shoulders and shake it out. Dragon quad stretch. From tabletop position, step your left foot forward. Your hands to the mat on the inside of your left foot. Sink your hips low and hold. Allow your left knee to move away from the body. You can pry your thigh away and then reach your hand back to catch your opposite foot. You're looking over your left shoulder. Your right quad feels the stretch. And if you need more, bend your elbow and try to pull the heel closer to the glute. Release. Switch sides. Right foot forward. Hands to the inside of the right foot. Knee drapes open and away from you. Look over your right shoulder. Right arm reaches and catches left foot. Maintain the twist. Sink hips low. And every exhale, you're trying to pull your heel in towards your glute. Release. Child's pose. Down dog. Curl your toes under, hips to sky. Pedal out your heels. Your eyes are on your thighs. Rock right and left. Feel the stretch in your calf every time you drive your heel down. We'll do 3 vinyasas. On your inhale, find high plank, modified on the knees. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet, 3 breaths. Next, inhale, high plank, option to modify on knees. Exhale, low plank, shoulders in line with elbows. Inhale, up dog, press down with the tops of the feet. And exhale, downward facing dog, 3 breaths here. On your next inhale, high plank. This is your last vinyasa. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ragdoll. Walk your hands back towards your feet, round the spine. Nod your head yes, shake your head no, arms limp. Maybe rock side to side. Pull your belly in extra tight and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last to a standing position. We'll do 3 breaths together. I'm a little out of frame, but you know what it is. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Eyes look up, and exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms reach, mini back bend at the top. Exhale, hands through heart center. Last inhale, full breath. And last exhale. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.